In this video, I just want to demonstrate the use of the Behavior Analytics dashboard. So we have a bunch of clustering results that we've done. As we can see here in the replay, we can look at the dashboard and see summaries of those results. So it helps to keep track of which analysis is which here if we use the naming feature. I've gone through and named each of these analyses so we can keep them separate when we're looking at the data in the clustering dashboard. So click on the clustering dashboard link. We can view a summary by graph. And this will show the user that made the graph and the graphing ID is just to keep the graph separate, and the analysis name, and whether or not it's a lower graph, customer system graph, or not a lower graph at all. So we can see here we've got analysis with 8 students, and then the summary by graph will show just the latest iteration of that particular clustering analysis. So it won't show all the data, it won't show all the iterations, it'll just show the latest iteration and its final results. So this analysis, what I called 8 students, it's currently at -18 iteration, which is 18 post initial convergence. And it has 3 clusters. These are the students that are in each cluster. And this is showing sequential IDs. If we change the settings to show student names instead, we'll see student names here instead of these sequential numbers. So if there was any manual clustering that happened during the replay, then we would have a system clustering result and a manual clustering result, and it would show both results. That would show on the graph as well. So summary by iteration is very similar, except rather than showing each graphic analysis with just the latest iteration that it's currently on, the summary by iteration shows essentially all the clustering data for all the graphs. So starting right at iteration 1, running up to convergence, and then it just goes past convergence to whatever has been running in the background and wherever the system happens to be stopping at this particular point. It'll do that for each graph and configuration, each clustering analysis. So there's a lot more data to go through, but if you want to look at a specific analysis in more depth, that's what the summary by iteration allows for. Now in both cases, both summary by graph and summary by iteration show a download shown data button, and if you click that, you can download the shown data as a CSV file, and this will not import the graph itself, but it will do all the rest of the data. So now we have this as a CSV file you can download, and then you can use that to run other statistical analysis using other software. All the headings are the same, all the data is exactly the same. It's just in a CSV format instead. And the final feature is select graph. Now here we have a list of, again, these are user IDs, graphing IDs, and then whether this is a lower graph or not. So this one isn't a lower graph, and this is using a custom lower graph. And if we want to see just the graphing summaries for this, for instance, we can select that and we'll see just that graphing and all the clustering analyses that have been done with that particular graph configuration. And then of course it's possible to select more than one as well, and that'll show, we only have 2, so that shows everything, but we can have a look at just the one. It's just one analysis with this graphing ID in that case. And so the select graph will show a summary by graph of the selected graph is how that works. And the only other feature on the dashboard, this particular version of the dashboard, is surveys. And that's still under development. We've got some surveys in here. Right now you can build new surveys, but the functionality for building new surveys is, like I say, presently under development. So it's not full featured yet by any means. And so these summary by graph, summary by iteration, these are the 3 main dashboard features, and whenever you're viewing data, you can download what you're looking at for their analysis.